I wanted to do this for a long time. This is how I want to feel comfortable. Like you guys are right there next to me. So we're gonna do this like you guys are actually right there next to me. Welcome to the news. So, today, I checked out a video on Joe Rogan podcast, and they were talking about consciousness. So I figured that might be something kind of cool to talk about. What is consciousness? What is your conscious? What is being conscious? Um, and please, this is a conversation. So I want to hear your opinions as well. But what is consciousness? Right. Now, in this episode of Joe Rogan, I guess the guy's name is Bobby Azarian. I remember that because if you take out the Z, it's just Hail Hydra. But Bobby Azarian. Um, I think the question was if the universe is conscious or if the universe is gaining consciousness. That one question has a lot of questions that can come off of it. You know, if you're a Marvel fan like me, you would instantly think of like eternity or something, like the embodiment of the universe as a being. I think that was eternity in Marvel. I was thinking like you're looking into space and like all of a sudden like, you know, you see eyes that open up like Dormammu or something like that, where the universe itself is a being. It's a really cool concept. That being said, I don't see that as too far off from possible. I think where they were coming in from was like why that's really not, you know, the universe itself. How can the universe be conscious? I'm almost on the point of feeling like what makes you feel like the earth can't cry? How do you know? How do you know the earth isn't crying right now from the devastation that happens around it? You know, we hear names like Mother Gaia. So I mean, like, how do you know? I looked up this video just recently and it was actually phenomenal. Where like for anybody who trips, you know, or like, you know, goes to other realms in ways through different ways of traveling. Psilocybin, DMT, or ayahuasca. Sometimes you see beings. Sometimes these beings talk to you in different ways. I'll post a link to that video in the description because it was really awesome. It's awesome to see. If you want to, if you want your mind to bend and really think about parallel dimensions and different dimensional beings that we may or may not have access to, check out that video. Where it connects to having a saying like the universe is conscious. This is like what is a conscience, right? What makes us conscious? What makes us conscious people, beings? Now there is a form of conscience, like your conscience per se. Your conscience is that inner thought that helps you make moral decisions. It like it questions your morality with your conscience. For example, why you shouldn't steal or not. What is the implications of doing that deed, you know? Conscience, having a conscience also is like about morality as well. We're saying, do you know how to have empathy or sympathy? No. I know one thing, I know one thing for true. That's why, teenagers and older people will call children, like this little monster, this little devil, because usually children don't have a firm grasp of empathy and sympathy. They're still living through it, you know, where you have to tell a child, hey, you wouldn't want to take his lunch because you wouldn't want someone to take your lunch from you. When they're able to grasp that, then they're starting to develop sympathy, empathy. They're like, well, you know what? I never thought about it that way, but if he were to hit me, I wouldn't like that, so maybe I shouldn't hit him. They're developing their conscious thought, you know. Talking about are there people who live who don't have consciousness, who aren't conscious? Maybe. Maybe you're talking like a soulless person without trying to like say your conscious is your soul. In ways, I kind of do feel that way, And I'll say, this is all opinionated, That's why I said this is a conversation. I want to hear your opinions on the matter. What do you feel is conscious? What do you feel is being conscious? What do you feel is consciousness? And like, say, do you believe people, alive people, could like not have a conscience? And like, yeah. So let me know what you guys think. For someone to not have a conscience, that means you're having like a immoral person, someone who will do immoral things. Because I mean, if I'm wrong, please tell me. But I personally feel your conscience is your grasp on morals, right? What now can like all right, this is about to get deeper than I thought. So we have consciousness, right? And we're gonna try to get to sentience, all right? So if your conscience, right, is a grasp on morals, you're talking empathy, sympathy, right? Being conscient, being conscience, having consciousness, one would think is like being alive. Sentience is being aware. Sentience is being aware.